What's up nail friends? In today's video I'm going to be doing a yellow set because I've had a few requests to do yellow or lavender and yellow, yellow with glitter, yellow with roses, so we're going to do yellow today. Thanks to you guys for your suggestions. If there's anything else you want to see, please let me know in my comment section. So I'm going to get started using the Glitterbels Extreme Coffin tips. So these are really long, as you can see. I really like them, so I'm gonna use these. So let's glue these on and then we can get started. So I've got the sizes I'm gonna use, and when you're gluing on tips you want to use a size that either fits perfectly or is a little bit too big so you can file it. You never want to use a tip that's too small, okay? Look how long that is. I love these tips. I'll show you guys the C curve when I'm done. Okay, these are all applied. Do you see how curved these are? They're like the perfect base. So the brush that I'm using in this set is the pastel pinched brush. This is a fun water brush. I really enjoy this brush. And the monomer I'm using is the Glitterbels Hema Free. Okay, some of the colors I've pulled, I just want to see how these look together. Violet Skies Belle with golden tinsel glitter. So I just want to see what that looks like. Belle is like a really nice light yellow that has some shimmer in it. So it's a really great yellow that's not too light, so you can still see it. Violet Skies, you really gotta shake this one up because this one does marble. Purples seem to marble a little bit more than any other color. As you can see, but when you play with it and blend it, you can kind of get rid of the marbling. So that's what that looks like next to the yellow. I might pull another purple just to see what else looks good. There's also like Parma Violet. This is really popular color. It's really, really light. I might use both. And then the golden tinsel is just really pretty, so I just wanted to see what that looks like. As you can see, it's kind of like, ooh, that's really pretty. That's what the golden tinsel looks like. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might change things up still. Maybe add in some hearts or something, or let's see how this glitter looks with it. This is the Precious Loose Glitter. That's pretty. I might use that too. I'll think of something, but I'm definitely going to do some 3D on top. So let's get started now. Okay, so the file I'm going to use is the Glitterbels 180 file. I'm going to score the edges. So when nail techs say that, we mean like this, and with another file, because these are sharper than you'd think they'd be, and you can really cut yourself or your client, or in this case, my hand. I don't want to cut anything. You don't want sharp edges at all. And then I'm just going to shape the sidewalls. I'm going to bring in the overlap of the tip and straighten these because you can see they've got like a little chunk on the end. So you want to get rid of that. I'm just going to go over where the fake nail meets the natural nail here and blend that a little bit on all of these. And then you're going to always take a dust brush and get rid of all that dust, and a lint-free wipe, and cleanse the nail with the lint-free wipe as well. So I am just winging this set. So I think I'm going to go in with the Glitterbels Belle, and then I'm also going to use the Glitterbels Soft, Peacher Belle Soft Shimmer, and do a fade on this nail, because this is the nail I want to do my 3D design on. I'm dipping in monomer, and I'm going to start with Belle, because when you're doing a ombre kind of fade nail, you want to start with the color on the tip and then fade over it with the cover pink. So I'm just placing this bead down. You can see how easy this is to work with because of the shimmer. It kind of holds its place really well. And I'm just going to pull this down the nail. And shimmery colors are super full coverage. I'm not really worrying too much about the tip yet. I'll add more, but I'm just going to flip my brush with a little bit of monomer on it and gently drag this up the nail, which will help blend the ombre. So you don't want any harsh lines or anything. And then I'll add more of the bell, especially where I pulled it off. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with Heat Your Bell Soft Shimmer, and I'm just going to pick up a small bead to blend the line before going in at the cuticle area. So I'm going to place that down, wipe off my brush, pick up some more liquid monomer on my brush, and then I'm just going to get the sides done first, and then gently fade that into the yellow. I'm just feathering it. I'm not really putting a lot of pressure down. You just want to gently fade that in, like so. Then we can go in with our cuticle bead. So I'm picking up a bead, draining it so it's not too wet, not too dry, placing it near the cuticle area, cleaning off my brush, bending the finger down. Then I'm going to use my brush to maneuver the product where I want it. So push towards the cuticle area without overlapping the skin. Clean off your brush whenever you think you need to. And then pull your product into the bottom half of the nail there. Okay, this nail's gonna end up being matte in the end. I really like matte and shiny mix. This has glitter in it and it's shiny, but it's gonna look really cool, also matte with the flowers on top. So I'm gonna go in with the golden tinsel on the tip. Picking up a bead, it's mixed with clear acrylic. This is a pre-mixed glitter. Actually, this is in the acrylic section, but it is a pre-mixed glitter. And I'm just patting this up to kind of push the glitters up. Wipe off my brush and then drag those glitters down the nail gently. And that's how that looks. I hope you guys can see all the detail in that. For the Pinkie, I'm going in with these two colors. So the Violet Skies, and then the, I'm going to ombre it with, oops, I spilled some, Parma Violet. And then we're going to add like a bunch of glitter on top. And this nail's definitely going to be shiny. It's not going to be matte because we want this nail to be really, really sparkly. But I'm going to go in with the Violet Skies on the tip first. So this blend that I'm gonna do, it isn't gonna matter because we are covering it with like concentrated glitter. But first, let me show you. Did you see how this one mattes? To get rid of that, you're just gonna pull the product down. You're gonna kind of like blend it with your brush. So if you pat and pull, you can blend the colors. You see? So you just wanna do that a few times. So it depends on what you're doing. So this color is kind of difficult to work with, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not so bad. And it's really pretty color. So basically pat it to mix the colors and then pull to drag the product down. And again, we're gonna pull this up to blend. Doesn't really matter though, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to build this up a little bit more. Again, mix those colors. You can see you can just mix them before doing anything with this. Patting and gently pulling the product down. Keep pulling off the product in that one spot. Okay, for the ombre, we're gonna go in with Parma Violet. This is that stunning light purple. I'll place that along the line. Again, you know, you can practice your ombre, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna be covered with glitter. And these colors are not like crazy different. This one's lighter, but they're similar, so it's not gonna be like the most obvious ombre. Again, I'm going in with a bead at the cuticle area, cleaning off my brush, bending finger down, pushing my brush with the tip of the bristles, moving the product towards the cuticle area without overlapping the skin. And then we're going to blend that down. And then we can fix any mistakes we make, but it's more important to get your cuticle area nice and clean. So that is what we're doing. So any product missed at the sides, we can just add more. So I missed a little bit right here. I'm gonna add that. Use the tip of my brush to move that product up. And then feather that down. Pretty, so you can see that fade, but we're gonna cover this like I said. I love this glitter precious. It's so beautiful. So we're gonna use this. So this is a loose glitter, so you're gonna have to mix it with the glass slippers. So to do that, you just dip in, pick up a little bit of glass slippers, and then dip into your precious. So precious has some little stars in it, so super, super cute. I'm gonna place that down, and then you can kind of push this where you want it. So I'm pushing it up to get that glitter up on the top. Sorry, my dog just barked while I was talking. And then I'm gonna fade this down, and then I'll add some more, maybe. You want this set to be kind of whimsical and pretty. Stars are very, very cute and small. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add more. Again, patting it where you want to push the product. And then definitely move the stars if you don't like where they go. Pretty. So this is how they are looking so far. Okay, I definitely want to get the yellow and the purple together. So we're gonna play with that a little bit. So I'm gonna use the Violet Skies. We're gonna do kind of like half and half with glitter separating the colors. So again, the blend doesn't need to be perfect or anything because glitter is going to cover it. So this is Violet Skies, and I'm just putting this on the bottom half of the nail. And there you go. I don't know how this is gonna look, but I'm just gonna go in with Parma Violet over top of Violet Skies. Not sure if that'll do anything or look like anything, but I don't know. I just thought maybe I would give it a try. Sometimes it's fun to experiment. That didn't do much, but that's fine. So now we're gonna go in with our bell yellow at the cuticle area, bending the figure down to get our cuticle area nice and clean. Place the bead, wipe off brush, clean off brush, wipe off brush. So that way your brush has that like sharp, clean point. And then I'm just using the tip of my brush to push that product close. Get in to the cuticle area and then drag this down. Again, does not matter right here how this looks because it's going to be covered with glitter. So I'm taking a bit of monomer and just wiping this right here. Okay, so on the yellow nails, I'm gonna put the golden tinsel just because I thought it was really pretty and I want to use it more in this set. And I'm just gonna cover the yellow with that. And then we're gonna go in with the precious glitter, and this is going to go along this line. And we're just going to gently fade that down and gently fade that up. That's how it looks so far. I want more of that precious glitter. It's so precious and pretty. So again, to move it, you can just kind of pat and push. So I want it to come up around this cuticle area. And then I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. And that is whimsical and pretty. So again, these are all be encapsulated and filed, but this is what they're looking like so far. I think on this now, I'm gonna do kind of like a swirl of color and glitter, and keep the tip clear, and then we're gonna go in with some chrome on the clear tip. But first, I'm gonna go in with our Glitterbels Soft Shimmer. Again, I'm placing it down but not directly at the cuticle. And then I'm cleaning off my brush and using my brush to push that product into place. Using the tip to move it where I want it. And I'm just fading this down because it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that right here because I am doing a swirl kind of design. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the yellow and put it down. Use the tip of my brush to pull it up and down. I just wanted the yellow to kind of be more in. It's gonna kind of get covered by glitter, but maybe it'll kind of have that tint under it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna go in with our golden tinsel and double dip into our precious and make that swirl glittery. You can see it's kind of like yellow now, like a yellow swirl. So I'm just going to play around with these glitters till I have them where I want them. The underneath of this nail had dust and I couldn't really like envision what the clear is gonna look like. And now I'm kind of wondering, like, do I want to add chrome or do I want to add the tinsel? Or do I want to add the tinsel and the chrome? I don't know. I'm thinking chrome still. So maybe I'll just leave it as is and add the chrome at the end. Okay. So that's how that looks before encapsulation. And then we can encapsulate these. So we're gonna use the glass slippers, of course, because that's the clear to encapsulate. I'm picking up a big bead and I like to encapsulate like the tip area first. Place that down, clean off my brush, and pat the product. So we want to encapsulate the full tip here. And then I'm going to go in with my cuticle bead, and again, you're going to place the bead further back, push it up, and you want to bend the finger down because you don't want this product to seep into the cuticles, sidewalls, or anything like that. So pushing up towards the cuticle area. Gravity will help my bead go in the right direction, which is downward. And then I'm just going to blend that down. Okay, and then you're going to want to turn it to the side and see where your apex is. So I have to create one. So this bead is just going to go right there. We're going to blend the top of the bead and then, oops, and then blend the sides, keeping most of the product in the center. Blend that down. And there's the side view, so it comes out and straight. But we'll refine everything when we finish file. Okay, so here's how the set looks fully encapsulated before finish filing. Okay, and then here is how the set looks finish filed. So I'm just gonna, I didn't file on camera just because it is really hard with these practice hands. So if you need to see how I do my finish filing, I will link videos in my description box. Okay, so I'm gonna cleanse these nails and then top coat them, and then we can do our 3D on top. I'm really liking this color combination, so thanks you guys for the suggestion. I probably, like, I always avoid yellow, not because I don't like it, I just always go for other colors, so I'm really happy that I did that this time because I think it looks really pretty. Okay, for the matte top coat, I'm going to be using my Luminary matte top coat. And this cures to a matte tack-free finish. And then for the top coat, I'm going to be using the Glitterbels No Wipe top coat. Oh, pretty. And then on this nail, since it's clear, I'm going to top coat the top and underneath the nail. Then I'm just going to take my finger and run that along the sides just so it doesn't bulk up the sides of the nail. Oops. For the flowers, I'm going to be mixing the Snowdrops White to do a white flower with a little bit of the Violet Sky, so kind of double dipping. That just gives your petals dimension. And for the leaves, we're going to mix green pastel with Enchanted Fairy for the greenery. And the 3D brush that we're using is another water brush. This is the Nails by Annabelle Glitterbels 3D brush. That's what that looks like. And I do want to add in some crystals. So there's clear or the rainbow. I feel like the rainbow probably goes better because of the glitter. So we'll do that. And that'll be with the flower now. So I'm just picking up a bead of white. Then I'm dipping that right into the purple, so you can see. I'm draining that bead. And then when you place it down, I'm placing it upside down. So the purple's on the back side. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush. So you don't want to play with this too quickly, or else you'll kind of ruin the look. So it's still kind of wet right now, so I'm just going to clean off my brush so my brush has no liquid in it and push in. Take that liquid, wipe it off, push in again. You can see it keeps trying to bounce back to the way it looked before. That's too much liquid, so you're not going to want to really play with this yet until you remove more of that liquid and dry out this bead. I'm wiping off my brush a lot while I'm moving the bead. So I keep this area kind of fat, and then I thin out the sides because those are the sides that are being overlapped by the next color. And you can use the very tip of your pointy brush to create kind of like dips into your flower petal. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the next bead. Okay, we're doing that again with our bead with the two colors. And I'm just placing it next to the last. And this one's going to overlap. I'm wiping off my brush, letting that bead kind of sit there. And then I'm going to push in, wipe off my brush, and then start moving this to overlap that bead. And again, wipe off your brush a lot. Make your edge thin because this one's going to be overlapped. Okay, so I'm picking up another bead, placing it right in the middle. Again with the color facing down. Wiping off my brush. And I'm going to push into the center, wipe off my brush, and now I'm going to push the product where I want it. I'm doing really gentle kind of pushes. I'm not really like smushing the product. I'm just gently moving it where I want it. And I'm making myself uncomfortable trying to do this. I'm not going to flip my client's hand around, although you can. But I find I just put my arm around like so and make it work. So that's where we're at so far. So picking up a bead, again, color down. I'm placing it on the line of these two petals. Wiping off my brush, and then pushing in, wiping off. and then moving my product, wiping off. I'm not really using the belly of my brush, I'm using more of the tip of my brush in an angle like so. And then when I get here, I'm kind of like using the corner to create that kind of like lip here. Do you guys see that? Just so it's not like a flat petal. And then you still have that overlap over here. This all comes together in the end. So I'm picking up more of the same two colors, wiping off my brush. And I'm gonna place this one right here because I don't like how clear that is there. Wiping off my brush. And now I'm just going to push into this, clean off my brush. And now just move the product where you want it, covering up that clear bit that I didn't really like. I'm just gonna use the tip of my brush to kind of move this product. I don't want that, so I'm just kind of scraping that away. That's how that looks so far. So now we can do the center of this. So we're getting smaller as we go in. So the bigger beads were on the outside, these two were smaller, and now they get smaller as we get into the center here. We're gonna wanna make sure these two petals are kind of matte before we go in, or else it could bleed together and just create a big mess. So don't rush this next step. Picking up a bead, placing that down, cleaning off my brush, letting that kind of sit for a minute here. Making sure my brush is really cleaned off. And I've spun my brush around on my paper towel, if you can see in the corner here like this. It's not focused, but you guys get an idea. To make that really pointy. And then you take the point of the brush to move your center bead. And again, wiping off the monomer, because as you saw, that kind of tried to go back where it was. And then we're gonna push in, clean off, and push in. So we're just using the very tip of our brush to create the center bead. And then you can use the tip of your brush to kind of give this some dimension. So I'm just kind of like swirling it around. Okay, we're gonna add some petals to this. So I'm going into the lighter green first, and then the shimmery green, kind of like how I did it before. And you kind of want your petal to be somewhere that makes sense. So on a corner like this, or this corner. So I'm going to do over here. And place that down, clean off my brush, pull this towards the flower. And then pull this end out. And then I'm just cleaning off my brush. And then I'm going to put my point towards the flower and use the belly of my brush to spread and make like a line through while making this area fatter. Then I'm going to take the tip of my brush and swipe it into a petal. You can kind of do that a few times. Depending on the look you're going for. And then when this goes sort of matte, you're gonna take your brush, wipe it off on the corner so it's really flat. So you have a nice sharp edge. And then you're gonna use your sharp edge to create like petal swipes. Make sure that you don't have any monomer. This is a really light petal, so you might not be able to see my little petal swipes that well, but I'm still gonna try. And then I'm just going to fix. You guys see? And that's how you do it. So I'm gonna add a second one, and then we'll add some crystals. And that's how the flower nail looks. So let's add some crystals to that nail for fun. Okay, I'm going to be using a lot of these smaller crystals here because I just think that looks really pretty and dainty. I've already put down like a gel type gem glue. Put that down. Now these will just stick to that, and then I'll cure them in my light. And it'll be really pretty in the end. I really like these super tiny crystals. They really like these ones. They're very whimsical and pretty. Okay, so that is how the set turned out. I really like the set. I forgot to do the chrome on the clear nails though. I wonder if any of you guys noticed me forgetting that. Let me know down below. Is this kind of what you guys had in mind for when you suggested yellow? I took everyone's suggestions and kind of put them together. I did the yellow and glitter, yellow and purple, and yellow with a white and green flower on top. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this set. I really had a lot of fun creating it. Everything that you see in this video will be linked in my description box, so make sure you always check out there. And I will also link a set or two of me finish filing longer nails like this, just so you guys can get an idea if that's something you guys are interested in watching. Please let me know down below which is your favorite of the nails, and also what you'd like to see next. Again, a color combination, a theme, something like that. So maybe I will do it like I did in this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!